Hello everyone. I'd like to share my latest journal. I made it with the cover from a vintage Reader's Digest, and I chose to leave it bare because I didn't want to take away from this vintage look with the Snowdrop flower here, and it's the same on both sides. The spine is full leather with two sewn-in signatures, and I just sewed a double stitched line here. The closure is two clips that can be easily taken off, and there's a feather, a dragonfly, and a leaf charm, and it just unclips here. It's 5 inches wide, 7 inches high, with a spine of 1.5 inches, and most of the paper inside is coffee stained. Two hand stitch signature for a total of 88 pages. The inside cover has a library pocket that I have in my Etsy shop. I did some fussy cutting. I have to say that most of the ephemera, if not 95%, is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, from quite a few different of her kits. And here I printed off the internet the snowdrop and the definition of snowdrop. Here is a library card with an eyelet and some twine, and a tag that says this journal belongs to, with some sari silk. And this is a Tim Holtz trinket pin that says thoughts. Again, sari silk that I sewed on the edge here with a bottom tuck. Some journaling cards. This is also open here. This is a paint chip that I sewed. A lot of the threads have been left but can easily be cut off for someone who doesn't like them. And I backed this paint chip on cardstock, just a little safety pin and a button. Craft paper. Here's a side tuck with a doily. A merchandise bag that I have in my Etsy shop in white. I also have it in pink, with some journaling cards, some note paper, which has been coffee stained. This here is Tim Holtz, but the balance is Ephemera Vintage Garden. Tim Holtz also. Here is a side pocket with lace, the journaling card, and this is the magazine Borrow's library card. It's also in my Etsy shop, and I always like to match it with this card because of the colors. And here's a Tim Holtz wire pin with a button that has a bamboo stalk imprinted, and just a little tag that says number 5 that was stamped number 5. And here is a large index card, and I sewed a piece of this vintage, I think it's one of those basket liners for a roll, I'm not sure. Some ledger paper with rosette trim. This is an envelope from Ephemera's Vintage Garden that was a freebie, with a with some beads, bead trim. I left the envelope open so you can open it up and journal inside. This Eden Holden paper, some of her June journaling, and the poem here. More of the sari silk with some silk ribbon and the sequins. If you can see that. It's very tiny. Here's a tea bag that I sewed some crochet trim with a safety pin, a little mother of pearl button, just a couple of little items to you can put elsewhere in the journal. The other side of the ledger paper. Here's the other side of that index card. I just put a corner tuck. That's a Tim Holtz clip. This is the merchandise tag in 2 parts that I coffee stained, and I stamped the word vintage. Here is a side tuck from a large tag. This is fussy cutting. I sewed it onto this tag. These are all from Ephemer's Vintage Garden. So are these 2 journaling items, and this also. This is open, a side pocket that's attached to the other side of the merchandise bag with some journaling cards and journaling paper. Here's an envelope that I made. I fussy cut the hydrangea and sewed it around with, added this little bit. This is vintage trim. And just sewed on down both sides, and with a journaling card inside. Another little bead on a paper clip. Some craft paper. Another doily. Here is a tuck spot here. Also back here is a tuck spot. This is the second signature, sari silk with a bottom pocket. This is also open here. A side tuck with a doily. This I fussy cut this bird's nest with the eggs. Another merchandise bag. This is Tim Holtz, but the rest is Ephemer's Vintage Garden. So are these items here. Some note paper. Journaling card. Tim Holtz, another lace pocket with a postcard and journal card. Again, another the Tim Holtz pin with a button and small tag. A index card with another one of these vintage. It's not a doily, but another one of these with another little bead bauble here. There's Edith Holden. It opens up like this. On this end, I made a long pocket with a long tag. It also tucks here. I used the Distress ink, the oxide from Tim Holtz. Here is a glassine bag that I opened on both sides. I fussy cut this branch and sewed all the way up and around and included inside a large tag. A corner tuck. Take time to smell the roses. Journaling card. This is from Tim Holtz. The other side of the index card, I fussy cut the hydrangea, just sewed it around here. This is Tim Holtz, Ephemer's Vintage Garden. Another side tuck with that large tag. Here I fussy cut that branch and sewed all around it, as you can see. Here I just sewed a couple of spots here. These are also from Ephemer's Vintage Garden. And this, the other side of the merchandise bag is a tag. I'm sorry, it's a journaling card. So is this. This is a note paper of a 1912 receipt that's been coffee stained. This is the jeweler's that jeweler's envelope that I really like, with that long flap in the back. This is a butterfly I fussy cut and sewed all around. I did a lot of fussy cutting and sewing in this journal with some note paper that's been coffee stained. A little bottom pocket with a journaling card. And here I made a little envelope with the catnip journaling card and some journaling paper. And here on the back, I made this envelope. I fussy cut this item here and I sewed all around it. And I just stapled this little antique card, and inside are some journaling cards that I stamped date on it. There's 2 of them. So that's it for this Reader's Digest journal called Snowdrop. I have a few more of these covers that I'll be doing more journals, and it will be listed in my Etsy shop. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.